Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call. Today is Monday, December 16th, and we're off to audit. We're actually getting feedback already, so we'll be busy doing or attending to that through the next few weeks. And with that, maybe Caleb and Spuddy, how's the chain going? We've been running a testnet for the team, and yeah, how's that going?
It's been interesting.
Okay.
At the end of last week, we did an upgrade that had a migration, and we learned now that one of the reasons to use a more powerful machine is for handling these migrations, because two of the ones that I was running, only have 16 gigabytes of RAM, and they were not able to do the migration. They got stuck. So like I tried to do it a couple times. I deleted all the extra stuff. It wasn't the storage, it was just like the RAM, I think. And I took some funny screenshots of the compute use, like when it was freezing. It's like the RAM is maxed out, the CPU is maxed out. So yeah, I guess that's another reason to make sure that the machines have enough stuff to be able to do it. So what I want to do, if we're going to try to keep this chain alive, I don't know if we're going to do that. But if we're going to keep this chain alive, I can just try to take that whole state and everything and migrate it to a new machine. Shouldn't be too hard, but it takes time. And if we're not going to keep the chain alive, I won't do it.
We have another update coming, right, Akram? Or was that the last update?
This is the last update for now, as far as I know.
Okay. I mean, we can try and do that, see if we can keep it alive. It will also give you guys some leeway to like practice this stuff. And also maybe I wonder if we should do another one just to test. We want to be able to give people some sort of baseline for what they need to be able to run or to become a validator and a reporter. So if there's
I think that's the same as like most any Cosmos chain. And I was actually under-speccing these machines. I never thought about doing the migrations as a reason why you would need to have 32 gigabytes of RAM. Because to run it, you don't need that. But to do this migration.
Okay, and that's standard for Cosmos.
When you read most Cosmos chain docs, it says 64 gigs of RAM.
Okay. All right, well, we'll test it and see if we can get that any lower for Tellor. But yeah, if migrations are gonna be a big deal, that could cause a headache down the road instead of just having the proper specs from the beginning. Right. Well, yeah.
For listeners, the reason I say Cosmos chain is because we're building a Comet BFT with our own like super custom reporter module, but the validator part is like a Cosmos SDK.
Yeah, no, we're clarifying, like we're not a full, we're using the Cosmos SDK. We're not really part of the Cosmos ecosystem. At least not yet, or not at this point. So with that, thanks guys for keeping it alive, and we'll see how long it keeps going. Akram, I mean, I saw you finished your last update, so
yeah, I guess the last fix to get the migration going, that was last week. Now I was trying to do, I was searching for, I guess, testing frameworks, see if we can load test submitting values and stuff like that. I'm kind of searching for that. I found something with Comet BFT load test, trying to see what that does. But yeah, so I'm kind of like trying to search things to do as far as testing the chain more heavily. But,
yeah, stress testing it.
And then I do have the DVM in the back of my mind. I think we want to include the DVM to be able to query layer reports and see if something is disputable.
The DVM for everybody is the disputable values monitor.
Yes, sorry, yeah, acronyms not good. Yeah,
yeah, awesome. Thanks, Akram. Dan?
Yeah, we've got some cool CPI related stuff going on, and other than that, adding more layer tests.
Oh yeah, so last week we did a we started doing a code review as a team for the Oracle module, right? And we have one test that we are trying to figure out and completely understand. So did you get a chance to look at that and expand?
Yeah, I added some more scenarios. It's the add report, Akram. It's not so easy to read how that works.
And
The
we're
test.
Well, the code, and then we did find the test, and we're just trying to make sure that we run through it slowly so that we can all understand what it's doing. We might ping you.
Okay.
Oh. It might be easier. All right, Tim.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm working on getting my own layer node up and running. I was trying and failing on Friday, just using a snapshot. But I think the problem was I had the wrong binary. But yeah, I want to be able to do that to test things against the real chain that other people are participating in. So yeah, doing that, and then working on anything that the auditors give us, and then finally working through the CPI research and tasks. Yeah.
Brian.
Hey, yeah, just for the Block Explorer, there's a few things I need to work on. Looks like there's like a WebSocket issue I need to address. So I'm just going to clean that up, and then adding more functionality to the new layer blobs page, as well as digging into the data feed that I'm going to add onto it, which I discussed with Tim. So it doesn't look like we're going to need a new getter for it. So I should be able to make some good progress on that.
And Caleb, you were very quiet.
I was letting Spuddy take the charm there. I'm gonna be trying to figure out some Nginx issues, maybe even stop using Nginx and use something else, because the tellerlayer.com RPC is having some routing issues, and once I address that, just some testing stuff, trying to figure out the aggregation changes on the Oracle side of things. Yeah, just kind of playing around. I might make as many reporters again as I can until we hit the 5% stake limit, and then try to run my script with like 500 reporters instead of 200. See how that goes. See if we can. Yeah.
Did we run the gas after the gas script? So
Yeah, the gas did not there was not like a jump in gas with the amount of reporters being put in. However, I still need to do more digging into the gas, because it's not the same every time. It's slightly different. It's like a range between like 120 and 130,000 gas, which still is fractions of a penny, but just trying to figure out why it's not the same.
It's not the same for each query ID, right?
I think that
Or within them.
if I'm talking about the same thing, I don't think the gas will be the same. It should. The range.
This was ran before the upgrade.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I need to run it after the upgrade now today to see how the change affects the gas prices.
All right. So to give some background, last week we stress tested the chain with a lot more reporters. And we also did an upgrade And so before we did the upgrade, we ran a script to figure out how much gas we're paying for each submission, for each query ID. And then now we're rerunning it again to see if that changed. Right, Caleb? Or
Yes, that's correct.
okay, perfect. And then Nick, I feel like you're having some connection issues, but
Yeah, no, I'm here. Yeah, I just turned off the video because the internet is rather slow here. No, it's going well. Working on some articles. If you guys saw, we did post a new job this past week. So we're looking for. We put DevRel, looking up kind of the outreach game too. So, somebody to travel, somebody to do outreach, but we want them to be technical. So that's why we put DevRel. You got to know what's going on and
I
figure
feel
out
like
all that
if
stuff.
you were a developer and you're like, okay, this is boring or not my thing, and
Right.
you want to expand into doing more like integrations and outreach, this would be something that would be for you.
Yeah. Real life shit posting. That's what this job is. But if you know somebody, reach out. Or if you have ideas for, different things that you guys would like to see. We love hearing community feedback on things. We saw a When Marketing guide today, which is always fun.
And the posting is actually, I listed it on LinkedIn for now. So we haven't made a push on Twitter or anywhere else, but if you are interested, go to LinkedIn, go to Tellor, and
Yeah, if you're watching the dev calls, you're like way ahead of the game. We want you.
Okay. And then did you finish going through the ADRs, Nick?
I did, yeah. I pushed them all. So.
Okay. All right. And then do we have any questions, Ryan?
Yes. Sync came back in the channel and he's asking, can the team share any details on Tellor Layer's tokenomics? My understanding is the team currently receives a portion of newly minted TRB as dev share. Is there a plan to eventually phase this out with Tellor Layer?
Nick, do you
Yeah.
want to address it? Mhm.
Sure. So the way that Tellor works, we have like our token address that controls the minting. It just mints a hard-coded number to the team, and then it mints a hard-coded number to the Oracle address. We're not changing that with Tellor Layer. We're actually just changing that portion that goes to the Oracle address on mainnet. That will now go to Tellor Layer. So the distribution, right now, the distribution of it, it's all on mainnet, and it all has to do with basically it's like a race to see, who gets to submit first, and then you get the time-based rewards. It's going to be going over to Layer, and that's going to be sort of more democratized, you could say, split up between validators and reporters. Right now at 25% validators, 75% reporters. But it can change. So like the really cool thing about Layer is like running our own chain. It's much different than like say a smart contract platform where like we can play around and tweak these things a little bit more if like we're giving, if we want to change how some of the distribution is done. As far as like tokenomics and inflation rates and things like that, that's usually what people mean from like a token holder perspective. We're not touching any of that. It's working, and I think people overthink it. So we're trying not to overthink it just because it to us, it's if we can just focus on using the inflationary rewards we have to kind of build the best product, it's kind of where we're going to get the best bang for our buck.
There you have it. That worked. Thank you, Nick. And I think that's the only question that we had, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, and we'll see you guys next week.
See.